Hey folks, it's Warple Sortable again, back with more... whatever I've decided to call this at this point. Probably... I'm just gonna call this, like, Risk of Ranting, I guess, right now. Or Risk of Rambling, because it's like, rambling seems more like I'm just complaining. I'd like to think I'm not doing as much complaining as some other... not some other people I've seen, just not as much. I'm doing more just talking rather than complaining about stuff. Or at least I'm going to in the future. And if you just heard something that seemed kinda weird, that was probably just me taking a drink right now. Anyways, it's time to get started. I'm playing Sniper, Rainstorm. Oh, and in case you want to know, I've got the command rune on, artifact. Command artifact to, well, this way, like, I get to choose what items I get, and that's just, like, I know it may seem like it kind of defeats the purpose of this type of game, but in some cases it's just, like, I don't really have the mental capacity to make do with what I've got, or at least here. Like, I know that seems kind of weird, but, that's just the way it is. Like, I'm not that skilled at this game, in all honesty. And it's like the people who get, like, the really, like, the people who end up with, like, the really, you know, powerful characters are the ones who've, like, devoted a bunch of time to just, like, one or two runs at a time. And it's like, they end up with, like, items all the way to the bottom of the screen, and it's, like, ridiculous. Well, I think it looks ridiculous, but it's also, like, there's a certain, like, cool aspect to it. Like, wow, they've managed to survive for such a long time. And it's like, oh, shit. Mess it up. Oh! Okay. You can fix this. Kite them. Okay, don't stand up there. That's a bad idea. Probably shouldn't have been standing up there in the first place, because that kind of caused all of them to spawn there. And great. Okay, I could use this. Alright, so hopefully if I do it right here, that should do a lot of the damage that I needed to do. Oh boy. Alright, back it up. And go. Alright. So one of the things I actually, well, this one might be a little bit more ranty, because, like, I'm mostly going to be complaining about the engineering class, engineering analysis class that I've been, put into. So, I mean, it's like, I don't know really where to start with this one, just because it's like, there are a few things that kind of bother me about this class. I guess I'll just start with, like, one of the easier things for me to complain about, and that's the book. No, actually, I should start with the source of the book, the professor. So, the professor is this old guy that, like, well, basically in his eyes, every 18-year-old and freshman is a complete asshole. Those are actually his words. He is, like, and it's like, I'm not paraphrasing, he actually said that. And it's like, well, I mean, it's just like, and it's like, I don't know how else to say it, but he's stereotyping. That's, I don't know why I don't want to use that word, but that's definitely the word that I'd use, that anybody would probably use to describe it. Like, he thinks all of us are assholes, all of us have been living in this fantasy land where nothing is difficult and we get everything we want, and it's like, I'd beg to differ, but, like, I mean, in my case, I mean, I actually can't really say very much, because that, to be perfectly honest, that kind of has been my life. But for, like, some other people, it's just, or for a lot of the friends that I've known growing up, or not so much growing up, but, like, during high school and everything, like, some are, like, compared to mine, my life was a cakewalk. I'll just say that much. And it's just like, I mean, it's like, and he's also, I'm sorry I keep, like, I'm sorry I keep stuttering, it's just, this is something I'm actually really frustrated about, and I need to say something about it at some point. And it's just that, what I find most bothersome about this is just the fact that he's doing this to everybody. Like, he's not giving anybody any sort of chance to say, hey, I'm not that kind of person, I guess, if that would be the word for it. But it's like, I don't know, I just think the whole thing's really dumb with the way he does it. Then there's, like, there's a lot to talk about with this guy, and one of the first things, like, he told us a bit of his life story, like, back in like 6th grade or whatever, he actually had to start working because, what? Oh, there's one left? Oh, shit. Shit. Okay, got it. And it's just like, he's talking about how he had to work back when he was in 6th grade to support his family, and it's just like, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad to see you've done something with your life, or you've been able to, like, you know, get past it and do something more with your life. Like, you became a professor, and apparently you're, like, super valued and stuff. But it's just, you have to, like, talk down to every freshman you see that walks into the classroom. Do you really have to treat us like absolute garbage in some cases? I mean, I guess I might be going a bit too far, but when I say that, but it's just like, it feels that way. It's like he's not a completely awful person, but boy, do I don't like him. I'm just, like, I'll be glad when he's gone, and that'll be that. I mean, and again, like, I could get, there are worse professors that I could be getting. There are professors that, you know, don't actually, well, like, the way he teaches, like, I kind of like it, and a lot of my friends, especially the people I work with in my group, like it, just because it's like, he explains things in a way that, you know, it's understandable. Like, he goes through all the code stuff, in a way that everybody, you know, gets it at the end. Barely anybody actually needs help with anything when it comes to in-class stuff. So, oh, whoops. Tried to be cool there for a second. Did not work. And it's like, I actually do appreciate that, but I feel like you could do that without, you know, swearing at us. Like, that's the other minor pet peeve thing I've got with him, just because it's like, you're a professor. I understand you've already got, well, you're a doctor. Like, he is a doctor, but it's like, you're a doctor, and it's like, can you just not just swear at people, like, all the time? It's kind of hard to take seriously to an extent. Oh, those things were too short. Oh well. Okay, you're dead. And you're dead. Nope. I might be dead. That's what I thought. And anyways, So the guy himself is like not the worst person in the world to have as a teacher. That was my point thing with that little rant thing there. Now, when it comes to the book that he actually wrote, I am frustrated beyond all possible belief by the fact that this thing is actually real. My mind is just boggled. Like, I don't understand it. To give you an example, like, so he comes out with a new edition every year. The current edition is the one I'm using right now is the 16th edition. And because he comes out with a new book every year that's almost exactly the same as every other year, guess what? You can't sell back the old book, so you're essentially out $100 no matter what you do, and you won't find it in any library, you won't find it in any, like, half-price bookstore or anything like that. It's always gonna be this way. And it's like, it's a genius business model, I'm not gonna lie, I won't fault him on that one, but it's just such a dirty trick, and it's so... well, not dirty trick, but, like, it's just... It bothers me. Because now, like, every single student is out $100, no matter what. Like, they can't even pirate it, which I guess is good, but I don't know. I don't know how Charlie feels about this, but just gonna say right now, if you were to pirate something and well, let's say a college textbook, I was a professor, I'd look the other way. Yeah, I'd honestly just look the other way, because it's not really worth making a fuss about, like, you know, people not wanting to pay for college textbooks, because, like, who actually wants to pay for a book they aren't reading to just enjoy, you know? Like, it's like, I mean, who actually, you know, picks up and reads a physics textbook for fun? Like, who does that? I can't think of a single person that would actually do that. Oh god, okay. This is not gonna be good. And there we go. Alright, but yeah, it's like, the book is also not even written well. Let me just explain to you. Like, it is littered with grammatical and, well, yeah, grammatical errors just, like, out the wazoo. They're all over the place. And it's like, how could it have gotten this bad? I didn't think things got this bad. Like, there are sections of the book that I can just barely tell what he means to actually, or barely tell what the directions are, just because it's like, there's no, God, what's the word? It's not written well. It reads like dog shit. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I probably shouldn't swear, but, like, this is something I don't have any other way to say it. Like, it literally just reads like absolute garbage. Yep. Nope. He may pierce through the earth, I do not. Alright, probably set this up at just the wrong time. Yep. Come on, where are you? Got it. Alright, that's good. Okay, grab that. And you. So anyways, just that's probably all my gripes with that guy and this book. Like, they are just not, it's just it just makes me not feel great. knowing that, like, my family actually spent money on something that, granted, I will use for the whole year, unlike most of my other books, but still, it's just like, I feel like most of this could have been avoided. And it's also like, not recently, but this was like during the first week or two of school, or when college started, rather. A friend of mine who's also a commuter student told me about how he actually, well, he did things to get his book. Let's just leave it at that. I'm also not going to put his name out there because it's like, I don't know who all is going to be seeing this. Frankly, like, I don't personally care, I just don't want to get anybody in trouble. So I'm not going to go into detail about it, but it's just like, it's something like I wish I had thought of to do if, back when I, like, was in the getting prepared for college phase. I can talk about this because, you know, like, I've got family that has, you know, openly told me about how they, or when they were going to college, they actually, they did not pay for their textbooks, and what they did was, instead they'd go to the library, photocopy all the stuff they knew they'd need from the book, at home, and then just, you know, they'd just use that, and that was fine for them, and that makes sense. Like, I just wish I had thought to do that, but I didn't, so now I've left my parents with, like, a massive bill that, well, I can only hope to pay back someday. Now, I don't know if that's gonna be, I don't know how I'm gonna pay that back. Like, it's either gonna be through YouTube, or it's gonna be through an actual, like, well, I don't want to be mean and say, like, YouTube's not a real job, because, like, for some people, like, it is. It's a real job. Like, people like, Game Grumps, or, who else? Or the people on Polaris. Like, or just people on Polaris in general, because, like, I think that includes Game Grumps still, but, just all those people, all those Let's Players, like, professional Let's Players out there, they do this for a living, and it is a real job, and I full-heartedly support that. I'd like to be a part of it, well, I don't know, I'd like to be a part of it, but I think I'd rather have it as a sort of side hobby, sort of a casual thing, because it's like, I don't know how far I can actually go with this on my own, or, well, how far I can go with this, like, with my friends. Like, I don't know how far we're gonna get with this. Because we're not gonna be just doing games, we're gonna be doing games, comedy stuff, like, other things. I don't know if we've gotten started on any of that. I haven't actually been paying too much attention to what we've actually been uploading, and I feel a little bad about that, but also, at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I just don't know. And it's, just other things, it's like, I'm just worried I might never be able to pay my parents back, you know, before they actually go to wherever they go, when people go wherever they go. So, and I'd probably feel pretty bad if I didn't, you know, at least try to do something for them in return. So, my hope is that once I end up wherever I am after this college nonsense stuff is over and done with, and I've got, like, a bachelor's degree, or I don't know, I'm gonna make a promise to myself and to everybody out there right now. I am not gonna drop out of college. I swear I will not do it. And if you don't believe me, well, actually no. I want to make a Gurren Lagann joke here, but I don't know how. Oh well. anyways, the main point is, like, I'm not gonna give up on this. Like, if I give up on this, then I'm gonna look stupid, and my parents are gonna look dumb too, because they, you know, they raised me, and they take, I guess, partial credit in what happened, or whatever will happen. And I don't want them to, like, feel bad like they didn't do a good job with me, because I swear to God, they've done a pretty amazing job, considering that they've only had one other kid. And that was my sister, and she still turned out pretty alright. I love you, Katie. Anyways, that's my sister. Up. Well, folks, it's, based on that alarm, that's time, and, Katie is my sister. I think I mentioned that. Anyways, she might be in some of these videos at some point. But anyways, what was I talking about again? Just, okay. Well, I don't know what I want to do with this now. Okay, folks, here's the game plan. I'm gonna cut this thing into 2 episodes. I'm not gonna upload this second one like I said I would in the first one. Actually, you won't know that until I upload this one, will you? I'll put it in the comment thing. No, not a comment. Description, that's the word for it. Anyways, folks, I'm Verbal Sortable. I'll see you for part 2 of this risk of rambling, I guess. And, yeah, we'll have fun with that.
Spending time with us, click here to subscribe. And then if you want to spend more time with us, click here to watch more videos. Goodbye!